What's up, guys? It's Garage Goons, the most trash show on YouTube, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Ventura Sporting boxing gloves. Now, this is a new company. They're based out of Italy, and the owner was kind enough to donate these to the channel for me to review, and I really appreciate that. It helps out the channel a lot. Because money's tight right now, and I can't just be buying gloves every week. So I'm gonna review these boxing gloves. They are the 14-ounce Velcro white boxing gloves. Here's a view of one of them right here. You got the nice 4-inch Velcro strap with a big, nice embroidered cloth badge right here. Ventura on there with the Italian flag up top. It's a really good looking badge. I'm going to talk pros and cons. Pros, leather attached thumb, and the thumb feels great. I think the thumb is the highlight of the glove in my opinion. The thumb, as you can see, if you look at the front profile, how it's stitched and it turns in, the stitching turns in, like almost like a winning style glove. I love that thumb. That's an A1 thumb right there. And also there is some padding in the palm, which as a Muay Thai guy, we always appreciate palm padding. I like palm padding. I don't, that was my complaint about the gloves that I use every day. The only thing I would change about the gloves that I use every day, my hit moves, is that there's no palm padding. And boy, I'd be catching them kicks and feeling every single pound of force with those things. So there's some padding in the palms. And, I do appreciate a nice cloth badge. I think that's always a classic look. I know Reyes and a lot of Hispanic brands put the cloth patches on there. And I just think that gives the glove an elegant look. As far as Velcro goes, to me, the best type of badge you could put on the Velcro is like this, an embroidered cloth patch, in my opinion. Let's get into it. I use the glove a little bit, and I will say right off top, man, these things are stiff. They are stiff-ass gloves. They are probably the stiffest gloves I've ever used new. I'm going to just come out and say right now, I don't consider this a sparring glove. It's not to say that they're bad quality, because a lot of times when people hear, oh, this isn't a sparring glove, you shouldn't use this for sparring, people think, oh, it's not good quality. That's not necessarily the truth. All that means is this thing is freaking stiff, man. I'm like pressing as hard as I can right now, and I'm barely getting to my knuckles. It's not a bouncy padding. It is not a pillow padding. It is stiff. This just feels like it is built to hurt somebody. You know what I mean? To protect your hands, sure, it's gonna do that. It did a great job. I was firing as hard as I could at the bag. And, I wasn't getting feedback on my knuckles because they just simply weren't piercing through the leather. They weren't piercing through the padding. So that, to me, it's not a sparring glove. This is a bad glove to me. But again, these are 14 ounces. Maybe the 16s are a little softer, and maybe they will break in over time. But right now, man, these things are stiff as a you-know-what. I do think they use high quality Velcro, and the reason I'm showing you the Velcro on this, okay, is because when I opened them out of the package, I was hoping for that new leather smell, that new brand new shoes or new car leather smell. Just that if you bought a brand new pair of boxing gloves and it's shipped to your house and it gets to the door and they've been sealed inside the package and you open it up, this beautiful smell of leather hits you, and I didn't get any of that with these. In fact, I got wet paint. And if you look closely, I thought maybe, it was, oh, who cares? A little bit of paint got on the Velcro. But actually, if you look inside, a little bit of paint got in there too. And I don't really know the process for treating leather to make it a certain color. I don't know. I'm assuming it's paint or maybe it's dyes. I don't know. But this company definitely used a paint that smelled like wet paint. Like you go into a new office building and they just painted it. That's what it smelled like, which was a little bit of a disappointment for me. I don't think they use a bad quality leather. It feels nice. It feels supple. It feels very tight, very nicely molded around the padding. But yeah, man, it just, it seems like they sewed it and then added another coat of paint on afterwards. I don't I don't know if that is standard practice, but I think that is a manufacturing thing that they could look into. And there are places I noticed, like over the stitching, maybe not on this glove, but yeah, like on certain areas of the glove where the paint kind of goes over the stitching, and you kind of want to see the stitches. You know what I mean? You don't want to see paint anywhere on a glove. You just want to see the thing, done the right way. And I don't know. I don't know if that's a manufacturing flaw or what, but there was some paint on there, and then I did get some paint on the badge too. It wasn't me. I didn't get some paint on the badge, but they did, because they shipped like this. I opened it up, and it smelled like wet paint, and I saw some paint on there. So that was a little bit of a disappointment for me. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can see right in there where all that stitching gathers above the thumb crease, but there's a little bit of paint right there. So, that was a little bit of a disappointment. There's a little bit of paint too right here over the stitching. I was under the impression that they paint the leather and then they stitch it, but apparently some companies do it the other way around. But that's not to say it's a poor quality glove as far as how it's designed. I think the design is impeccable. I just think some of the manufacturing flaws could be ironed out over time. And then this is a nitpicking thing again, but you could see on this Ventura cloth badge here where the sewing is with the red part of the Italian flag. There's one line of sewing where they just kept going up with the red. So I don't know if that just seems like a quality control thing. You know what I mean? Like if you don't get the first badge right, I'm sure you got a million of these things. You could just slap another one on and sew another one on. The cloth badges, you could probably have a separate manufacturer for these, make sure these are good, and then slap them on and make sure that every glove comes out clean, So that was a little bit of a disappointment. One thing I will say, though, is that, like I said, the star of the show is the thumb. As you can see, it's turned in. It's like a winning style thumb with the front profile. See how the stitches kind of turn in? That's like a winning style thumb. And I really like that thumb. Here's the glove on my hand. Now, just to show you, me bending forward with the wrist, no problem. Me bending back, also no problem. So if you like stiff wrist support in your glove, if you have wrist problems, maybe not the glove for you. But I will say that this big wide Velcro thing, if you're really locked in here, it gets a little bit more supportive. But it's definitely not a rigid foam over the back of your wrist like a lot of gloves like to use. It's a soft foam in here. You can kind of see how malleable it is. You know what I mean? The foam on the underside of the glove, and then on the wrist, on the back side of the wrist, you could probably see from the inside profile, you got about a ½ inch worth of foam in there. And it's not a super stiff glove as far as wrist support, but as you can see, it's kind of a top heavy glove a little bit, so something to be cognizant of. The other thing I would say is that on the left glove, my hand in the hand compartment feels great. Wouldn't change anything about it. I think you can make a fantastic fist. The grip bar is soft and cushy. If you like a hard grip bar, maybe not for you, but this is like one you can really just, grab and dig your fingers into and really, really squish down on it when you make a fist. But if you like that physical, hard, rigid wrist bar, grip bar, then that might not be for you. The right glove felt, for whatever reason, my hands, maybe this part of the meat under my thumb on the right hand is a little bigger, but the right hand, for whatever reason, felt a little tighter than the left. And I think that this particular strip, this winning style strip they have right here, you know, I feel a lot of pressure right here, and it's really hard with hand wraps to get anything past this. This feels really tight. I feel like I could have used a little bit more room right here, but if you have small hands, probably not a problem. But one thing with gloves that I would like to see is consistency between the two gloves, and it felt a little bit different on this one. Also, the filling of the padding on the palm, I'm going to show them side by side so you can kind of get a look. The left one, you can see it's more puffy right here. The right one, it's a little bit flatter. It's a little bit of a flatter palm pad. It's not a big difference, but it was noticeable. I noticed a firmer palm padding in the left glove than the right. And also, one other thing that's like an inconsistency is side by side. Maybe you could see it. Guess if you're going to say what I'm going to say. Do you see how when I line up the stitching, how this going across right here, one of them dives down a lot deeper than the other one? That's something that's, you know, you want to see just consistency with gloves. These are a new manufacturer, and I really wanted to give them like 100%. Love these gloves, best gloves ever review. But we got to keep it honest, guys. Yeah, so there's just some little inconsistencies. You do have good air holes, 4 of them under the palm, and you can open up the glove pretty well. As far as like breathability, but as far as opening your fingers up, it's stiff. Like I said, this pad right here is freaking stiff over the knuckles. It's just a very stiff pad. It doesn't feel like a puncher's glove. It doesn't feel like a pillow glove. It feels like a very stiff bag glove. I would not recommend these for sparring. I would definitely say they're a good bag glove, especially for the price they got right now. It's on sale for under $60, guys. So it's almost half off. These normally go for $100 and they're like $55. So check them out on Ventura Sporting on their Instagram if that's your thing. But these are 14-ounce gloves. I normally fight in 16s or 18s or train in 16s and 18s. So maybe if I got the big size, some of the tightness in the glove and stuff like that would be a little bit better. But, you know, I don't think these are bad gloves. I just think that certain things with the badges specifically, like you could see this started to fray like immediately. One use. Some of the stitching on the badge on the right glove is coming undone. But yeah, I mean, besides that, you know, when I opened them up, I wish they smelled like leather. But they are a good fitting glove as far as like your hand does feel locked in. It's not slipping around. It's nice and compact. The hand compartment feels pretty good. The knuckles feel very protected. And I think it's a good glove for the price point right now. I don't think at full price $100 I would pay $100 for this glove, but this is a solid glove for $55. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up and I'll try to answer them. And also go check out Ventura Sporting on Instagram, Ventura Sporting, or online, Ventura Sporting. All right, most trash show on YouTube. We out.